Hey, Ice Dancers, Anthony and Rose. Today we're covering waltz, specifically country waltz. We're going to break some misconceptions. Now, here's the one thing I can promise you. Some of you are not going to like the stuff we'll say, but the thing I'll promise you is along that way, if you listen to it, it actually will make your waltz a whole lot better. So we're going to cover some overall views, break some misconceptions, clear them up, and make everything all sparkly and new. So stick around. All right, so before we get into today's lesson, there's a couple things we want to say. Number one, there's this button down here and it says subscribe. And you know what you're supposed to do when you see that button? You click it and then you're subscribed, because then you'll know when all the awesome stuff happens on our channel. We post a lot of two-step, a lot of West Coast swing, a lot of waltz, line dancing, all that stuff. So click that and then you'll know when something awesome has happened. Now, before we get started, there's one thing that we kind of want to talk about a little bit. There is no such thing as country waltz. Now, the title of the video says country waltz because we know a lot of you guys who do country dancing are looking for country waltz. But there really is no difference between country waltz and just waltz. The only difference is that one is danced to country music and one might be danced to Moon River. So it's like there's just, so here's where I think it ties up. Here's the first thing that a lot of you aren't going to like. The reason why there is a country waltz is because people who don't know how to waltz dance to country music and say, well, we have a different style in country. There's no such thing. It's just waltz dance to country music. You can't say that something that is not danced well is a different thing. It's just not danced well, okay? So we're gonna break down what country waltz is. In country, we dance American style smooth waltz. There's American style and there's international style. In country, we just dance American style waltz. The only difference is that in country, we typically dance, for those of you who do ballroom dancing, we typically start at silver and above. So we just kind of skip over bronze and go straight into silver. So now we're gonna break down the what, the how of waltz, and the secret that no one has ever told you about waltz, that now you're gonna know this secret. It's just between you guys and us. That's it, you can't tell anybody, actually just tell everybody, but we're actually gonna break down the secret sauce and then you can apply that thing to everything in waltz and make your waltz better.
Fun fact, waltz is one of our favorite social dances when we go out, and maybe after you learn this, it might be yours too.
There you go. All right, so there's a question you'll have to ask yourself right now. Are you watching this channel, this instructional video, because you want to get better at the thing you do, or you just want us to agree with the thing that you already, like, I don't know. But let me show you something, all right? This is not waltz. Dip, step, step, dip. So what people are doing a lot, we see on the country dance floor, is because they don't know how to waltz, but they know some amount of two-step, they're taking their two-step stuff and trying to fit it to a waltz rhythm, okay? That doesn't work. Waltz is a rotation. When you think of waltz, what do you think of? You think of like Beauty and the Beast, and you think of all these spinny, turny, twisty patterns. So like your basic step might look more along the lines of this rotational dance that actually has it progressing down the line of dance that way. That is going to be more of your basic step than this, what we call dip-in step, okay? But in order to do that, we have to break down what lies beneath, okay? So this is something you may, and I don't care if you've been dancing for 10 years, this is probably something you've never heard before, okay? Waltz is 3 counts. We all know that, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. But each one of those 3 counts has a different intention, a different thing to do. Here's your intentions, okay? Count 1 is to continue. Count 2 is to change, if you're gonna, and count 3 is a new direction. So let me break this pattern down. Now there is a video here where we break this down. It's called an open right turn. But if we're in closed position here, count 1 I told you is to continue. So if we're in closed position, we're gonna continue being in closed position. We change nothing. Then we're gonna switch to this promenade position, and I said change if we're gonna. If we're gonna change dance position, it's gonna happen for count 2. Notice we've opened our body into this promenade. And now count 3 is a new direction, which means now instead of her going backwards, she's going forward. That's a new direction. So now we're in this promenade position. So what we're gonna do for count 1, we're gonna continue. It is continue for count 1, change, because we're gonna, to outside position. Count 3 now is a new direction because I'm going backwards. Now we're in this outside position. We continue an outside position. We change back to promenade for count 2. We have a new direction because now she's going forward. We're in promenade. We continue. We change to outside position, and we have a new direction. Now the thing is that's not just in this pattern. That's pretty much across the board in waltz, okay? So if we show you some other patterns, like if I did this, I'll demonstrate the pattern. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. The idea is still the same. Continue, change, new direction. So we're going to, from closed position to continuing closed, we change to this open side to side position, and now we have a new direction. We're in this open position, we continue for 1, we change to the other side for 2, and we have a new direction for 3. We continue in this position for 1, we change on 2, in 1, 2, 3. So we have a continue, change, new direction. And it doesn't matter the pattern. So we can do these twinkles. We could go continue for 1, change to promenade for 2, new direction. Continue, change, new direction. Continue, change, new direction. Continue, change, new direction. So what you're going to have is every count 1 is just continue whatever you're doing. Whatever you were doing at the minute count 3, whatever position you're in, you just keep doing that. That's count 1. Count 2 is change if you're gonna. You're not always gonna. But if you're gonna, it's gonna happen on count 2. And that's gonna clear up a lot of times. Well, when do I turn? When do I switch position? Count 2 is change if we're gonna, and count 3 is a new direction, okay? So if we went 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. If we break this down, we're gonna break that down as continue, change, new direction, okay? So if we did that again, we have continue for count 1, change for 2, new direction for 3. Continue in that for 1, we're gonna change for 2, new direction for 3. Now we have continue in this, we change for 2, new direction for 3. We have continue, change, new direction, continue, change, new direction, continue, change, new direction, continue. Everything is set up in Waltz just like that. So now this video, while this is not overly exciting, we're not teaching you this stuff, Waltz is not about what you dance as much as it is how you dance. How well you do it. Like really, really great waltz is done by being danced really well, not by dancing the cool stuff. Now 2-step, West Coast swing, East Coast swing, those are a little bit more pattern oriented, I think the waltz is. But if you notice the best couples on the floor dancing waltz, they're dancing pretty similar or pretty simple patterns, just really well. So you have to take your focus off of the cool stuff and learn and work on the boring stuff, which actually makes it different, of continue, change, new direction, continue, change, new direction, continue, change, new direction, continue, change, new direction. All right? So again, I know that a lot of you guys didn't like that, but if you get this dip and step, this walking, this linear waltz, you can do that in waltz, but that's not your basic idea. It's a rotational dance. It turns to the left, turns to the right, it has rise and fall, it has all of these different things. That is what matters. So guys, that is boring to work on. We know it. It's no fun to not learn cool new stuff, but that concept of continue, change, new direction is going to lie beneath everything else in waltz you do. So really understand. So if you do learn a new pattern, whether it's on this channel or from your dance teacher or wherever it is, if you learn a new thing, try to think about continue, change, new direction within that pattern. And I promise you this, that pattern is going to work a heck of a lot better with that system lying beneath it. So if you guys have questions about that, leave the questions down below. We'll do our very, very best. We answer everybody. We answer every single comment and every single question. Sometimes when the series with one person will go on for 8 or 10 comments, we'll just keep going. We're here to try to help you guys. So if you have questions, comments, suggestions, just leave them down below, and then we'll see you guys next time.